some really great routing if the moon pearl is hidden in the dark world. And we got the question in chat, how long are those usually? Usually just as long as a normal open rando.
But they definitely average longer. We have the flippers, first off. Not a very useful item unless swamp is required.
And we got divergence. Egg going to check out the Hylia Island and check if he wants to get it, while Mentos goes over to the Uncle start. That's usually done in normal open mode.
Uncle's usually also the first spot people do in standard mode.
Yeah, very nice start. You can easily forget the Uncle and the secret pathway chest for a few hours if you don't check it early on.
Yeah, once you start getting a million locations to open, it's a lot more difficult to route in those locations that aren't nearby everything.
Also, once we would have the mirror and a weapon, we could do some stuff in the near it, but might be that the mirror is directly at Uncle, so usually not worth to hope for it. And Mentos forgetting he got the flippers out of the first shots. Easily to forget.
Yeah, you do so many of these where you start out with no flippers and you don't get them for a while that doing the actions for having no flippers is just kind of second nature.
And we got the first bottle on Acktheboker screen out of the bonk rocks. Since we started with wood, we can exit that right away.
Yep, if he knows how to use it, that's going to be a very useful item. Nothing on Lumberjack, so that pretty much means Aghanim isn't going to be required.
Well, we got the bottle, so it's definitely not required.
Yup, even if the game logically requires us to defeat Aghanim for the Dark World, that bottle gives us easy access to the Dark World without the Moon Pearl. So far, a whole lot of nothing for both players, but hopefully we'll see something in Kakariko, which is likely where Ack is headed next.
Okay, how did those two mini modems on Mentor's screen survive one bomb that was directly next to them?
Yeah, that's actually part of the spooky action glitch. One thing we noticed when studying that glitch was that for exactly 1 frame, items that are thrown have an altitude of 255, so when that bomb exploded, its hitbox was 255 pixels higher than where you saw it. That makes Mentosman the victim of a very unfortunate frame-perfect trick.
I think this would makes sense. Much sense.
Yep, but fortunately we are able to make use of that to save about 11.5 seconds in the NMG run.
Yeah, we can save about the same if we would do the same trick in the render run.
Yep, and we do have a sword from Mentosman that was in Mini Moldorm Cave, and he's using that as an opportunity to go through escape.
Yeah, the normal NMG escape level 1 sword. Every runner who did NMG does train this pretty much once a day.
Yep, the only exception here is that we usually are not a ghost.
You also usually don't run as fast.
That's part of being a ghost. We have the glove on Axe side. Pretty useful item. We have the net. Yep, that's actually No, that's pretty useful if we want to do any fairy revival fake flippers.
Yeah, sure. And we got the fire rod, so
that's
we can
very big.
Down.
That means Ack can finish Desert right now if he wants to after Kakariko.
And he can get out, he got a glove.
Yep. Axe Sword, which means both players have very early access to the Master Sword. Once we find the lamp, that's going to pretty much be screaming Lumberjack Heart Piece. But we'll be screaming back, no.
That's sick, it shouldn't give away his heart. It's not that good at getting you well again.
That might have been, like, decayed tissue that he's giving away. In which case it would be good.
And Mentosman going into the Dark Spheres now. The Dark Rooms are still not in logic, even though we got pretty much all glitches. Dark Rooms are not considered a glitch and therefore not in the logic.
Neither are bomb jumps. And neither is pumping.
We got the Titan Smiths.
Yup. That's a pretty useless item, actually. We very much have the means to skip most of the Titan Smiths' logical requirements. Once we have the mirror, that would skip all of them.
But do you know what is now in logic? Ice Palace.
Yup, Ice Palace is totally in logic now. And if we find the mirror, that would also put Misery Mire Shed in logic.
Well, we will not be able to beat Ice Palace, so we don't have the hammer yet, but we can access it.
This also puts Super Bunny in logic, so Sphere 1, we have some interesting bunny logic available to us.
Yeah, that is of course bootstocked, but we don't care, we got the boots.
Mentosman picks up a fairy.
Egg uses his knowledge of the dungeon and finds a small pot of magic. Very nice.
Pretty aggressively just killing everything in that room.
Well, he probably wants the magic for fighting the boss just after this.
Yep. Coming here afterward would be pretty inconvenient, so finishing this all in one go, it would be nice. Ack probably forgetting he has a fairy.
He definitely forgot about that. Also, other than that, he might have thought this is still faster than walking back there. Which might be true. The walk is long.
Ack is opting to go for the land fight, which unfortunately isn't going to be the most fun for him, with only bombs, a little bit of fire rod magic, and the fighter sword. Although, if he wants small, I guess he doesn't want that small magic, or he didn't see it. But if he does want small magic drops, he should stop dashing, because when an enemy is killed with a dash, it will not drop an item, unless it has an item such as a key.
I think at this point, Egg will have 3 or 4 shots for the fight.
Maybe just short of that third shot. Or maybe just short of that fourth shot, but it could be worse.
Well, it means he only has to use the fighter sword for really one of those, effectively.
Ooh. Little quick turn, pushing that fire rod shot in the wrong direction.
But also using bombs now. A really nice strat that was for some time used in the NMG speedrun, I think.
Yep, but that's gone now. It's not fun at all.
Well, we usually would have bow at this point in the NMG speedrun, so it's not really vanilla. Oh, we got the bow.
I think we do have the bow at this point. So that was a very nice move for Ack. Very possible we see Mentosman make the same decision. Although with the Master Sword, he will be slightly better equipped if he chooses to use spins. Hopefully, is he skipping the mitts? Oh no, he is not skipping the mitts.
Just the reflex.
Hopefully, Mentosman is aware that if you slash with the Master Sword, you'll do the same damage as a Fighter Sword slash. Although if you do a spin, you will get the correct damage that's the same as tempered.
And we got the mirror. Normally mirror location.
Yep, that opens up quite a bit of Dark World with the Super Bunny glitch. Using the mirror on the same frame as you enter a house or dungeon will give you some of Link's ability as a bunny, most notably slashing, dashing, picking up pots, and the ability to open chests.
Yeah, thanks to that mirror we now have in Logic, especially 2 houses in the Village of the Outcast, and a few things in the Squirrelwoods area.
Yep, we also get Meyer Air and Fat Fairy.
To be honest, at this point, since we already got the mids and the mirror so early, I personally would check check for the Maya chat right now. It's quite directly here.
Oh yeah, we're probably missing hundreds of locations, but another important one to mention would be Turtle Rock.
And he is not checking the Maya chat right now.
Nope, that would be useful intel though, because it would get us our map check for the Dark World, which would tell us whether or not we need to go to Meyer. It would also give us our Meyer medallion requirement.
Which is the only medallion that is definitely needed. Technically, logically, the Turtle Rock medallion could be needed, but we can always skip that by using our key smartly.
Yep, I believe Mentosman has forgotten he has a fairy as well.
No, just getting rid of it early on.
No, there are definitely better ways to do that. Besides, it's better to dash out. We're going to see Ack probably full clear Eastern. Well, we haven't seen a map check, so we don't know if it's a pendant or a crystal, but... Oh, never mind, we can just listen to the music. We can just listen to the music.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is a crystal music, right?
Yeah, it's going... That means it's a crystal.
Okay, I need to remember that. That sounds perfectly accurate.
Yep, so we're going to see Ack, this second crystal, probably about 20 minutes in or so.
Doing the energy route, which in the opposite order. First going to deserts, then to Eastern.
NMG plus Overworld from the Sanctuary without boots is about 6 minutes. For a like super top level player, but we do have boots. So 6 minutes is definitely an overestimate for him finishing this dungeon.
And Mentos making the right decision, going for the boss kill on Landmolars. Will find his bow there.
Yup, looks like he knows. Probably knows to spin. Yup, he knows to spin. Oh. Okay, well that slash at least works.
He had a poke early on the second one, so it made sense to do the slash there.
There is Mentosman's bow. And his first crystal. Ack having no trouble with dark rooms. And if he'd like, he can use the fire rod to light torches in the next dark room.
You sure can. I personally have no idea where the torches are in that room. I never used those.
All you have to do is hold left or right. And that'll get you out of the door, and it will also walk you against the wall, and the torches are at the bottom of the wall.
Yeah, makes sense. I just never looked at the map for those. Well, I guess you can just do a few fire rods up the front.
Yep, that would also kill some popos. Mentosman taking a slightly different route through the desert area. He's not doing Agony last, so we might see a Mire check from him.
Or just using this way out for the South Shore. And we got the map check. We already knew everything is crystal, but no, we are certain.
Nope, I guess Mentosman probably wants to head to Eastern. Or maybe Death Mountain.
Ack getting a cape from Amos Knights. Not the most useful item. The only real use for it is the spike cave up on this mountain, and even that has some other ways to get up there.
Although it is also logically required for laser skip, these are not players who are going to need it for that.
Mentos going for a not so standard DMA.
Yep, although one that works just as well. I believe this is going to bring him straight to Kiki. Or is this? This one goes straight to Hera. It's a very useful one. It was discovered a bit more recently.
Yeah, definitely nice to you know that one. It will prevent you from getting bullied by some rocks that you usually have to deal with in the not with a normal DMA.
Yup. It's also not a bad idea to just get these crystal dungeons out of the way. He is fully equipped to clear all of Tower of Hera. Ack should be getting his Master Sword in a minute.
It's also funny again, we might have all White World dungeons beaten before we got the Moon Pearl again.
Nope, that's pretty possible. We know that it's not in Eastern Palace. We know it's not in Tower of Hera because that was the second item. Although there is still a handful of chests left on Death Mountain to check. there's a number of chests left to check, like the Zora area as well. But Death Mountain, I believe, right now is the most dense area of items.
Yeah, especially with Mids and the Mirror, there are the Super Bunny Cave items in Logic just as well. Egg taking a statement with will check the water stuff from Link's house whenever he goes around to do that.
Mentosman8 doesn't seem like he's not sure what he wants to do, although he is sure that he wants that heart.
4 hearts, Green Mail, we might go into Dark World soon. Yeah, I take a heart.
Yeah, with Dark World already being open, getting that extra health is not a bad idea. Probably going to rescue the old man now. A very fast and safe path down to his cave.
Egg got another ferry out of the back of his cave. Very nice. Hopefully he doesn't forget it this time.
Interesting that I don't think Ack checked King's Tomb, even though that is completely within logic. He might be saving it for after he does Graveyard, though.
He might actually plan to route that in with Graveyard Ledge and the Permanent Ferry.
Ooh, very nice. Yep, that's 3 early swords. Not really Sphere 1 on the Tempered Sword, but both players are going to have it very quickly.
Well, it might speed up Acktheboker's fight with Modon too, but not by much. You can do just 3 spins for with Master Sword.
Mentosman will be checking out East Mountain. And Acktheboker will very momentarily obtain his Tempered Sword. There's also at least 5 dungeons whose bosses they'll be able to blaze through. The other 4 crystals along with Ganon's Tower.
And we just had the question in chat if it would even if the Death Mountain ascent is even faster than just going into the cave normally. And I think someone typed it, and it's slightly faster to just do the clip if you are good enough.
Although the cave is a lot less annoying.
It sure is. Those boulders is so like avoiding. They can easily just kill you.
We're going to see our 3rd crystal for Ack. Ack, not pleased with his performance, decides to give the room another shot.
Oh, those beams from the spot are so annoying sometimes if you just try to hit an enemy with your sword swing, but you just do fighter sword damage because of the beam hitting it.
Mushroom and Cyan Mail for Mentosman. Getting a nice little hover for him. But he falls down.
Unfortunate, but I don't really know what he can still do on the upper part of this mountain. He actually would now want to go into the lower part and go into the Dark World there for Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah, maybe I thought it looked like just a red rupee or something on the floating island, but Maybe he saw it better.
I think I saw an error upgrade on there.
It was garbage, that's all I remember. Oh, or he might be going to Zora area. That's not a bad play.
That's also a nice play. Definitely a very good play as well. He will be able to check Zora and the Waterfall Quarry and the Zora Ledge. All in perfect logic. No problems there.
Nope, there are some problems there.
But that's some unfortunate problems.
Yep. Quick to get back there, and maybe he'll be able to route in Mushroom as well.
I think his mistake on that one was that he didn't go down the corner, right?
I mean, a lot of people seem to be like, just, press down and you're fine. Or, just dash to the right. That's even more fine, and it never fails. Ack is taking our first trip into the Dark World as a bunny.
Searching for the ledge to get down here and going to set up the mirror portal now. Will be able to do quite a lot of checks, but he will not be able to save and quit after this.
Yep, everyone takes this mirror portal placement super precise, but you do not need to. It is an extremely large window, and it's extremely forgiving. Just kind of stand at the bottom left where the grass meets the dirt, and you'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, everyone told me that the placement for that is very lenient, and then I had really big problems at the beginning because always my mirror portal was in a wall.
Yeah, Ack does remember he has a fairy and takes a death warp. Unlike a save and quit, this will not delete his mirror portal, so it's a fast and safe way. He doesn't want to take any risk with clipping down and getting a harder soft lock.
He will now walk up into the portal. This will instantly activate the transition, so he doesn't have to... He has no time to get ported back into the light world.
But it also doesn't give it any time to turn him into a regular bunny. He had Super Bunny was instantly able to open those chests for some vanilla silvers.
You sure they were not supposed in the right chest?
I have no clue, but I do believe it's the left chest. We get a blue bottle. This also gives him Super Bunny, but it's kind of useless, because when he jumps down, now Super Bunny's gone. But he very well could have just dashed down from there. Although I do believe silvers are in the left chest, because the bow is the first item you select there. And to get to the sword without wrapping the text box selection, you have to press right.
Interesting.
So we're not going to see any Bunny or Link shenanigans in the Dark World right now.
Although he got the blue potion from the pyramid, he might think about a fake flute after doing escape.
That is possible, because his mirror portal is still there. He does have a way back into the Dark World. An interesting effect of Super Bunny is that if you grab a tree pole, including the entrance to Thieves' Town, you will immediately turn into Link, and you will stay as Link until you enter the Underworld and exit back into the Overworld Dark World.
Also, Mentos on his way to get his third crystal from Eastern, and we are still searching for the pearl, so it's very likely to be in one of the Dark World locations we have unlocked by having the mirror.
Yep, we're not much left. We do still have the Zora area left unchecked. We have the mushroom left unchecked. Did either player get their potion early enough to check Sick Kid? Oh, wait, yes, they did, because I remember the Decayed Heart joke.
Yeah, boost players got their first bottle with a fairy that they boost wasted in Desert Palace from the Bonk Rocks.
Mentosman in a not very good position in the dark room.
And take the death.
Not in a very good position, but now he will be in a light room.
And he got the key, so when he goes back to that room, he doesn't have to go onto the right side of that room first.
Are there any other light world locations that you think we forgot?
How about Mimic Cave?
That doesn't count. We don't have the hammer.
Oh, yeah, right.
Although Mimic Cave is a valid location for the Moon Pearl. And it will be in logic as soon as we find the hammer.
Finding 3 bombs in the sewer chest, so we are still searching for the Moon Pearl. Looks like Egg is going to go to the graveyard ledge. Just do a spin speed down here, do some correct infos, and don't get soft locked in that little space there.
It's a very annoying one, but you can't just skip that up because it is in Sphere 1.
Once he would find the Moon Pearl, he could just do the normal route, but he doesn't have the Moon Pearl.
Right now it's 2 locations for him though, so... And we are running out of stuff in the light world. Although at this point it might be better to cut his losses and go somewhere else.
Or just put up the video from Super Scratch explaining this clip. And he got it.
There we go.
No! Oh, you can't go up there. Okay.
He could also Houlihan if he wanted. Both this cave and King's Tomb are single entrance caves. They do not reset your camera. And with a broken camera that happens with this Death Mountain descent, he'll be launched into the Houlihan room if he uses any holes.
That would actually be perfectly fine right now, because then he would have the money required for Zora.
That would be a very interesting move. Book opening up 2 more locations for us, the Bombos tablet and the Ether tablet.
We could also now check the Reddit pedestal and find out if the ice rod is on there this time.
We have Mentosman going through our Dark World checks. He's going to use one of the earliest glitches known, at least to get down to Death Mountain. This is actually the first Death Mountain descent. He mirrors on this, moves 1 pixel to get a teeny bit into the wall, mirrors again, and now he's going to scooch his butt just barely into the portal. He'll be in the Dark World on a ledge, he won't get kicked out, and he can jump down. Acktheboker just finding a blue mail. Yeah, that doesn't work, Mentosman, sorry. You can get down, though.
Yeah, he would now need to mirror. Will be able to go a bit farther down, and then can jump back on the part that he's able to do stuff on, but why not just use your mids? You got mids.
Yeah, I was really hoping we'd see the Thieves Town Skull Woods play there. Attempting to super bunny, but just to get a little bit of speed with the boots, but doesn't work, it doesn't matter, we'll get it from the holes.
Also, another thing that you could have done to get over there a bit quicker would have been a little mirror that you can do by going left from the bridge screen.
Ooh, we find the hammer now? Mimic Caves and Logic.
Sure, let's go there.
And we might see that right now with Nope. I would have done that right then.
Chat just asked what the Death Mountain Island item was, and it was the it was just an arrow capacity upgrade, nothing major.
Yeah, nothing important. We had that check from Mentosman earlier. I don't think Ack has seen it, but he will see it shortly.
So, Mentos, what are you doing now? Are you going over to Turtle Rock or and stuff in that region now? Looks like it.
A little bit, silly routing, though. Might be focusing too much on where that moon pearl might be. You could have just mirrored back up.
Or if he would have wanted to come down here, he could have just gone out of the cave, mirrored, and jumped down. Wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah, unfortunate decision. It's going to waste him a bit of time. Ack, meanwhile, going through the portal down here.
Ack definitely has a bit more efficient routing at this point.
Yeah,
not by much, but a bit.
Mentosman really should have just used the hammer bridge next to Hera. Mentosman taking another unfortunate soft lock into the Zora area. Ack not opting to use his mirror here for some reason.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask if he doesn't have it, but he has it on the tracker, and I'm sure that our tracker didn't just mismark that.
No, because he definitely used it, didn't he? Well, we're going to see in a moment.
And it looks like Mentosman is going to do the Pyramid Fairy check now, getting his silvers and the second bottle.
Yeah, Ack definitely does have the mirror because he did this check as well. So what I'm thinking is that both players are a bit worried about this Moon Pearl location. So they're not thinking totally straight because taking some weird routing decisions.
Yeah, Acktheboker is now going to check the rock area, and a very nice way to line that trip up that he does is directly below the entrance to the hookshot cave. You got a ledge. You just need to line up with that.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use that other little platform there, but it does work.
I saw a few people use the one directly above the laser section, but never saw that one. And going for the Turtle Rock.
Yep, this is definitely the time to do Turtle Rock. Opting for the slow death rather than a very quick way to get rid of Bunny would be to activate Super Bunny with the mirror, and then use a rail clip to get to the left side. As soon as you enter the pipe, you're turned into Link, and you'll briefly be a bunny on the other side, but you'll come out as Link with full movement. Mentosman going for a blue YBA to get a fake flute. Going for some buffers, although what he could do is mirror near the screen transition and then bonk into Light World. There's a rock preventing you from getting into Hyrule Castle on that side. So that would be an easy way to line up with the edge.
Yeah, and another way to do that would have been to grab a bomb. He would have needed damage as well. He already has some damage, so he didn't need it, but that's also a nice way.
Yep, but now we were in the fake Light World. We're going to see Mentosman turn into Link by grabbing the statue and pulling it. He'll be Link when he enters, but when he leaves, unless he has been killed inside this dungeon, he will come out as a bunny.
Personally, I would have liked him to do some other stuff first, because as Bunny, you can't do the bombable hut. You can't do some of the Dark World stuff.
Yep, with Mitts and Hammer, he very well could have opened up the bombable hut and hammer pegs early.
And he could have even routed down to Hand Cave, I think.
Yep, but he's making this decision right now. This isn't actually in logic, so we're not going to see the Moon Pearl here. The only way to get into Thieves' Town is with a blue YBA. So it's not in logic, although we do have the Ice Rod.
I guess that's blue, just not a YBA.
It uses the Y button. And the B can stand for blue. And A can stand for ice with an A.
I think that's definitely a bit loose string together.
Well, the flippers are a YB. If you're in the water, pressing Y, B, or A will make Link flap his arms and swim faster.
There we go, that's our blue YBA.
And it's the only blue YBA in logic. So where it looks like Ack is doing Hobo next.
First he gets bodied by some blue guards.
Yep, he had spin speed active, so he couldn't swing his sword. You need to wiggle yourself with this one. You can't just push into it like you can with a downwards one. So, you kind of like go up and right, and then after a little bit, just like kind of tap left and tap right again.
Yeah, I personally like to just do that one by doing a boot slip through. Pendants in Swamp Palace, Ice Palace, and green pendant at Palace of Darkness.
Yep. I didn't see both red crystals, but one of them was Thieves' Town.
Well, we already got the other one in Tower of Terror, so that's would be our usual fairy exit, but we don't care for that right now. We already got that.
We're seeing Ack doing an Underworld Bunny revival, completely within logic. It's very possible the Moon Pearl is here. It's not a bad move because we will be able to full clear Ice Palace and get the crystal. Ack losing his glove colors, which is very unfortunate. When Link takes zap damage, his palette flashes. Although the palette reload doesn't actually account for the glove colors, so right now Ack's hands are slightly darker than his skin. For some reason, the hand colors, they just were like, you know what? Link has dark hands.
I had no idea about that one.
It is 100% true. It also happens if you open the map. In fact, in Thieves' Town, you can have 2 Link palettes loaded at once by opening the map in the conveyor toilet room and then transitioning to the left.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yep, you see when there's a transparency effect in play, Link's palette is moved to the bottom, or Link's palette is moved to the top. It's normally at the bottom, but palette loading's weird, so when you do that map, you have Link's palette at the bottom and at the top.
Ack executing that little room very quickly.
Yep, that's one of my favorite rooms. That, like, before I really got into like knowing how LTTP works hardcore, I always thought that was the coolest thing. Just how the execution for that room to kill both skeletons with a single bomb.
And now Mentos has to do this little one. You will have to press the mirror the same frame he enters, otherwise he will not get his sword and the dash to open up. So just getting half magic, very nice.
Not a bad find. An easy way to set up for that is just enter the building normally and then exit out. You will be on the highest pixel.
No, I think he will actually one lower because I always mirror even
No,
after.
you will definitely be on the highest pixel, and if you are 1 pixel lower, it doesn't matter because Link's first movement upwards will be 2 pixels.
And Mentor's wasting some money for gambling. He now got it.
While you can pay for the game, you cannot play it. This is also true with the digging game.
Egg is going ahead and bomb. Oh, hovering to the left side. This is currently not in logic. Well, not unless he will find a small key in the ice tea room.
He would not have succeeded with that hover anyways because the berry was blocking his way. He would have been knocked back. Mentosman is continuing to explore the Dark World. Not sure exactly where he plans to go. Possibly a bumper cave check?
Skullwoods, I guess, would now be logical play.
It looks like we're getting bumper cave check first, though. Oh, never mind. Just straight to Skullwoods.
I think he could reach the bumper cave using select buffers, but that's not really in logic.
Yeah, you cannot name a single person who would want to do that. After you take a death, he could have also taken the Wallmaster. That would be much faster. It would also leave him in the Dark World in case he wanted to do a check of Bumper Cave.
I think he will actually want to be in the fake Dark World after this to go and beat Morsula.
Yeah, no, I mean like way after that.
Well, he got the mirrors for that, so he can get back as long as he is aware of the issue.
Yup. Make an interesting decision not to... Well, he might... Okay, no, I think he has 3 items. Well, the last one being Ether.
That could definitely be an important item, together with the Quake medallion we found in Thiefstown. That's definitely 2 of the 3 medallions that might be required for Mizumaya.
We probably going to see Mentosman finish all of Skullwoods, including Mothula, although logically, Mothula cannot have or block the Moon Pearl.
It still has a crystal, so it's a nice play.
Yep. He doesn't have the book, does he? So, we're probably not going to see a pedestal check. No, he does not have the book. So where are you headed now, Ack? Going to Hobo, I guess?
I think he gave up on the attempt of getting through that rail directly next to Link's house and is now just doing its usually LMG way.
So you know what the seed's currently screaming to me? It's currently screaming Meyer Shed. Maybe I'm a bit biased.
It's been a lot lately.
Yeah, maybe I'm a bit biased because I already saw it, but that's definitely where I would go.
That's definitely where I would have checked before Ice Ballast, before Turtle Rock, before anything.
Well, it looks like we're getting a blue... We might be seeing Meyer Shed. Yeah, we are seeing Meyer Shed from Ack. He's using a fake flute to get down here. No weird shenanigans with what world he's in, because that was in the light world.
Is this is also in the logic because you can just clip up on that ledge by doing a little normal bootstrapper, and that's bombos. Boost players don't have that
Going
variant.
for a damage boost, along with the mirror, taking damage to get into taking it damage and being pushed. There it is.
This is horrible.
Yeah, it's not good for Mentos,
will
man.
not go that.
Yep, and now that we have the Moon Pearl, we're corrected into Link. So taking damage on the same frame as you enter an entrance also gives you Super Bunny, although that damage boost is not in the logic. Because without any mail, Murder Dactyls do 3 hearts of damage. That's Link's default health, so under no circumstances are you expected to take what is potentially a one-hit kill.
Yeah, and the logic is based on 3 hearts, so if you can do a damage boost with just 3 hearts, you're allowed to do it in logic, which is true for a few chests in Ice Palace, and I think in Misery Maya, the Spike chest as well.
Yup, and Spike Cave, assuming you have the Cane of Burna. Also, that should have the Thieves Town chests not Thieves Town, but Village of Outcast chest, the chest game in the Sea House in Logic, because while it does not do any damage, it does push you to take a hit from a thief.
At the same time, in this mode, you technically always required to have the mirror at that point, so it would not make any problems.
Yeah, that is true, but I do believe that the logic is written such that if it thinks you can be in that area, it will let you have it. It will let you Super Bunny with that, which is much more relevant in major glitches mode. Full glitched. Mentosman showing off Underworld Bunny Revival. We're going to see a bit wasted effort hovering instead of just bonking over the rail. Did he have the big key? I don't think he has the big key, so there's really no point in hovering.
I think he wants to get his fingers ready for hovering the potentially to Trinex. I know he likes to try that out, even if he has a cane.
Yeah, that's not going to be worth it. Don't do it, man.
Well, it will be a crystal, but you will also need the cane to finish off Maya, so you will not skip the cane.
Yeah, you need the cane anyways. We do have Ack going for his 4th crystal. Not many items left for him to find. Bombos, Ice Rod, and the cane.
And technically the hookshot, but he showed that he can have us, so I don't think that's on his mind.
Yeah, the hookshot's probably the least of his concerns. Actually, he's probably thinking, I don't want to see the hookshot because I know I can have Ganon's tower. And hookshot just opens up more locations in Swamp, which we do have access to already.
And I would say that Mentos has probably the same mindset, hoping to not find the hookshot, so he will not have to check the additional checks.
Yep, he's missing the Cane of Samaria, and unbeknownst to him, also the Bombos medallion. And the Moon Pearl, but he will know that he needs Bombos once he's ready to get his Moon Pearl.
Also very interesting, outside of Tidal Rock and Misery Maya, we have all crystals already found.
Wow, yeah.
So we might have to go into Ganon's tower soon. It will definitely be a thing that Egg might actually look at. You will not have many chests actually in logic there without the hookshot or the red cane, but would still be worth a check, probably.
Yep, depending on where the big key is, we might not even have the upstairs in logic. But honestly, if you're thinking you don't want the hook shot and there are still 2 items you want, I don't think it's that bad of a play.
But also, knowing that the hookshot will not be in there will also mean that you have one less item to worry about finding in there. Looks like Mentos is now getting his check for the mushroom. Did he do the Zora area by now?
I don't think he's done Zora area yet. We might see that looped in with this.
Yeah. And I would actually not be surprised if he would go for Ice Palace just afterwards.
Looks like we're not getting the Zora area check. Death Mountain. It might mean Turtle Rock, or it might mean more Dark World stuff like Skull Woods. Did he do Skull Woods? Oh, he did. Yeah, he did do Skull Woods. Then that... I wonder what that means for him.
Maybe thinking about not actually grabbing the Moonpearl for the seed. He has 2 potions enough to do some YBA stuff.
He totally does not need the Moonpearl seed. That would be quite a treat for the viewers to see one of our players go 100% without the Moonpearl. Yep, that's a good idea right there. He's gonna probably... Oh, he's taking... Oh, come on, dude, bonk! If he bonked that rock, he'd be on the screen transition.
Yeah, that's one that I actually learned to set up that one with, so it's definitely worthwhile to think about that one.
Yep, you should know this for every screen. Where can I get myself bonked to get myself on a screen transition, whether it's in the light world or the dark world?
Well, more important for the light world in this case, because you can't really bonk in the dark world if you're just a bunny.
Failed the YBA, so he's taking a hard reset. This will give him his potion back and give him another shot.
But with Mentos actually doing that, where do you think will he go from after the YBA? You think he might go for Seastone again?
I have no real clue. He could go to Mire area. He could, maybe he's hoping Mire is Quake, and I can do it right, and I can do some of it right now. He could.
But then he wouldn't do this in the dark world. He would do this in the light world because he has the wits.
No, but he might be thinking that because if it is Quake, which we know it's not, but if it is, he could open it right now. There we go. Finally learned his lesson, although taking damage from a bomb instead of just using the rocks. Fails the YBA again, unfortunately. So it looks like we're getting a standard DMD from him. Ack gets his Quake medallion.
Also not required to seed.
Yep. At least we do know the next yellow circle is very likely to be the Bombos medallion.
Well, unless Mentos gets the next yellow circle in Ice Palace.
No, but I meant for Ack. There's like upwards of 80% chance that the next yellow circle he sees will be the Bombos medallion.
Well, he could also look at the yellow circle in front of Turtle Rock.
Isn't that a little bit brownish?
It's yellow enough for me. Mentos checking the bumper ledge. Nothing there.
This might be the once again he's going for not going for a bonk setup. There are trees right there. Come on, like
Yeah.
what is that? Like 40 pixels to your right? Just come on, move 40 pixels to your right and bonk, please. No, where is he?
Well, at least he got it now. Well, it took a few tries. He's now going over to the 8th road cave, which he didn't check earlier. It's not the right thing, though.
No, although this might mean Ice Palace as well.
And it also might finally mean his Zora area.
Yep. Setting up a water walk. This isn't going to unlock him anything logically because he has the flippers, but it will give him a faster means of travel. Five,
Well, he will have to look out that he will not will not run onto shallow water and then run into the wall afterwards.
He's about to do that, but you know, it was just to give him a little bit of speed.
Waterwalk is nice and stuff, but if you got the flippers and run on one of those shallow waters, you actually get stuck in a very weird state. And once you hit the wall afterwards, you just bonk, and it will not reset.
Yeah, it is very fun though.
Also can soft lock you easily.
We're getting an early Smith check from Ack. We've something people usually do pretty late. But isn't that good of a thing?
Well, with the stuff that's left in the logic, which is, I think, mostly Ganon's Tower, that's definitely not a bad play.
We do have the front of Swamp. That's not something that either player probably wants to do.
Also, we could complete Palette of Darkness, which has 5 items plus the green pendant.
You know, although that's still probably not something they want to do. Although at this point it's very much a possibility that either of those pendant dungeons have something that they need.
Mentos, you need to line up by walking down the slope. If you don't do that, you are very likely to be on the wrong pixel.
So actually, I don't think it's the pixel problem. I think it's, funnily enough, a sub-pixel problem.
And getting a funny underwalk thing.
Yep.
Like,
thank you for using the correct name.
Egg, meanwhile, having a few problems picking up the purple chest again. That thing is kinda iffy, if you ask me.
It's very dangerous to just leave the chest lying around, because do remember that Ganon is the king of thieves.
Yeah, let's just bring it to the locksmith. Getting 20 rupees for bringing that. And Mentos, please stop. If you want to do that, just do something else now, please.
Yes. Sometimes, you know, if I mess this up a few times, I say screw it and I just wait until I get the flute, because then at least resetting and trying again is a lot faster. Almost got it there.
It's really unfortunate for him right now. And Egg, what are you doing?
Oh, God. He is opening Hype Cave. This is... this is just a little bit of showboating from Ack. Yes, you can use the big bomb to open up other bombable walls.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Yep, I think that's actually at least slightly in the entrance randomizer logic. So Ack's showing off that little fun fact. Enters into Hype Cave, get your IGN, too much water out there. Lamp, not very important, but it is pretty nice find.
Yeah,
Mentosman finally makes it into his cave.
Easy.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
We got the mini fire rod, in my opinion.
Yup, mini fire rod, self-contained. Fun fact, the lamp will deal fighter sword damage to Gyptos, but that is only in the GBA version. At least that's what a thing I read said. Well, this looks like the Ganon Tower play finally.
He could have checked the Spike Cave just there. He has the item for that.
Yeah, everyone skipped Spike Cave. I don't know why.
I think most of the time you just don't think about it till it's your last spot.
I think about it right away. I mean, some people say, yeah, but you saved and quit there from anyway. And like, that's still the fastest way to get there. Just do it.
Yeah, and since we have the possibility for spin speed and we even have magic, we don't actually would have to save and quit there. We could just go about it and do a spin speed, get through that quickly.
Yeah, we're well equipped to do Spike Cave. Mentosman's probably going to finally get his Moon Pearl.
What? Acktheboker using the hover to get through
Ack deciding he does not even want that that little, safety spot so he could bonk. He's going straight for it.
Ooh, Big P is technically hookshot locked.
Yup.
Yeah, we don't care for that. You wouldn't even need to hover for that one. We can just bomb shot for it. Mentos grabbing his boomerang and Moon Pearl.
Yep, that is good for him. Looks like he's roping Bombos into this as well.
Definitely a good decision. Ack meanwhile having a few problems keeping away from holds.
So now we have the whole Dark World easily opened up to Mentos. And crystal-wise, he's not very far behind Ack. So it's going to be interesting to see what he decides to do.
Especially with all the stuff he already did in the Dark World, I personally would go for something like Ganon Tower, or even a gamble like Shrine Palace.
Yep, he's probably worried about some of the time he wasted. We have the useless flute.
Well, it at least allows us to move around if we don't have bottles.
No, this late in the game, we might not even see it get activated.
They still have 2 items to search for, and over glitches, those items can be literally anywhere. We have a little question about the red crystals in chat. You wanna take that one?
I can't read it. I don't know how to read.
Damn it. Too bad. They just asked what the red crystals are standing for, and they are usually unlocking the big bomb in the bomb the bomb shop, which can be used to open the Pyramid Ferry. We didn't do that one. We took the mirror and used an Overworld glitch that is allowed to us.
But we did use the big bomb to open Hype Cave, and I'm sure Ack had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, but the Hype Cave had the lamp, so it was bad.
So now all we have is the upstairs of Ganon's tower. This needs to be done anyways. Aga 2 is required along with the 7 crystals. It cannot hold the hookshot, but it still has potential to hold both the Cane of Samaria and the Bombos medallion. There's
Talking about the hookshot, what's the logic even, other than Spawn Pills and Pills of Darkness?
Just think about that one. No one did Spike Cave.
No one ever does Spike Cave. That's literally your second or last check all the time, realizing there is nothing in there.
Can't be on pedestal because Swamp is a pendant. Although Bombos or the Cane could be.
Yeah, we have other ways to get into space with the fire rod.
I don't think we saw a catfish check.
Yeah, we didn't saw that one by now. Nice remembering.
We still have both the powder and the shovel unfound, which could lead them to the shovel spot or Magic Bat.
Yeah, I believe both have used their mushroom to check that spot, so even if we find the cane, we can't fake powder.
Yeah, that's a lot of locations cleared, and we haven't been running this seed very long.
Yeah, but the last few are usually just a few out of the way locations that you couldn't check the first time you were around.
So, Mentosman's decision to do Ganon's Tower or something else is probably going to be a pretty heavy factor in whether or not he can win this race. There's no real definitive lead. Both players have cleared a number of things. They've cleared different things, though. And both have the same number of crystals.
Yeah, and both are missing the same items.
This might mean either some meme Turtle Rock plays or Catfish. Mentosman, he can get to Laser Bridge, but it would not have the potential to have anything except the Hookshot or Bombos. Oh, we might see. Oh, we're seeing Hookshot Cave.
Very good heads up there. He will probably even hover through that cave just because he doesn't have the hookshot by now.
Yep, and we're also going to see a hover from Ack in a moment as he goes for the Moldorm 2 chest. The failure for Ack is slightly more punishing because he'd have to kill Moldorm again, but he gets through it just fine. Mentosman gets through his hover just fine. He has one more hover left to go. He can bonk to this next chest. Meanwhile, Ack is going to take on Aga 2, and that might lead him into Pod. Hovering while not required is a very powerful sequence break with how early you can get to both Ganon's Tower and Hookshot Cave.
He thinks that one just counted as 2 on Aga.
Maybe. We have Ether for Total Rock, although neither player's going to use that. And we have a Catfish check from Mentosman. He clipped down and got himself he ran into the screen transition in a way that the game's trying to find out where he should be, so it's giving him this funny auto walk thing and pushing him down onto safe traversable land.
And it looks like Mentos will be to Palace of Darkness before Acktheboker.
Yep, we're getting another downwards teleport, placing him like just barely outside the wall. Gets to go through the maze backwards to find Kiki.
Yeah, and we get a very nice color scheme, mostly black.
So Ack's gonna trail Mentos into Palace of Darkness, but he does have a small advantage with Ganon's tower being complete. After this, Mentosman has, I think he still has he hasn't done Ice Palace. We know there's nothing in there, but he doesn't yet. And so after this, we might see Mentosman have to deliberate between Ice Palace or Swamp Palace. Meanwhile, Ack is very likely going to go to Swamp Palace next.
Using a nice spin after pushing that statue to get himself a bit higher. I don't think it's really fast to do it that way, but it's definitely nice.
It needs to be named after me, but someone else needs to name it first. I can't do it myself.
Spender spin?
Thank you. Probably going to see Ack do another hover. He's probably wishing he could bring the big bomb over there. Nope. We are seeing a bit of route divergence within pod itself.
I personally like the play to do the right set early. It may let you to skip 2 chests and even skip the front door if you have the right key layout.
Nothing but small keys so far, but we still have the back half that could be loaded with treasure. Acktheboker once again losing his glove colors to zapping. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, how should I know that he has missed?
I don't think he has any way to know it's anymore. Ack is not far behind Mentosman at all, so I'm gonna say that his pod route worked out a little bit nicer. Especially considering how much sooner Mentosman made it into pod.
Yeah, but they are still back to back as long as we find either the red cape or the Bombers medallion here, they will likely have the same road afterwards.
Yup, but if we find nothing, then it's going to be a toss-up for Mentosman between 3 locations, actually. Ganon's Tower, Ice Palace, and Swamp Palace. Acktheboker only has 1 place left to go, really. Well, only 1 place that really makes sense.
Well, I don't think he did Hookshot Cave by now, so he could opt to do that one.
That is true, although, at least to me, that makes slightly less sense than going to Swamp Palace for a grand total of 6 items.
Well, but you might will not be able to get 4 of those items because they're locked in the bag.
Yeah, but at this point we are looking at Hookshot being in there.
It's at least very likely that we get the Burner Cane.
Yep, that's not the one they wanted.
I didn't count it items, but I think Amazon still has an item with addition to the green pendant.
Yup, they have both the map and the compass. And Halmasaur cannot hold a small key. It looks like, in the end, Mentosman's pod route really slowed him down a bit. Acktheboker is catching up quickly.
We unluckily have no cane to play to use for this switch. Unlucky. We have to push the statue. We are seconds away, hitting the Igor here.
Yeah, both his route and execution really narrowed the gap within pod.
But well, technically Egg is already ahead because he already cleared out again 2. But routing might still send him in weird ways.
Yep, Mentosman still has the ability to go mode that done Ganon's tower, and that will be a very quick one.
Yeah, unless he decides to go for the right side early on, which would make it a long one.
Seeing a fairly synchronized Halmasaur fight. Both players going for swordless hammer hits.
Although 3 seconds difference in hammering the mask down, and I think Egg is a bit ahead in after that.
Yep, he decided to use a silver arrow. Nothing in Palace of Darkness, but that green pendant does still have potential.
Nothing? We got the Cane of Burner. That's important, right?
No, because they're not going to do Spike Cave.
What's the Spike Cave?
Huh? Can't just make up words like that, man.
Another big 20, so Swamp Palace it is.
Swamp Palace for Ack, probably, but Mentosman might be making the GT play.
That makes sense for him. 20
Looks
items that he might get.
Ack probably following him up there, but he's going to go a bit to the east. Probably. No? What are you doing, Ack? Spike Cave, finally?
Looks like it. Everything other than doesn't make sense. Using his useless cane.
By the way, what is this place? I have never heard of it.
I think they patched it in with 330.
That's interesting. I'm not sure why he's leaving, because there's nowhere for him to go, really. His camera is going to be broken.
He might think about doing the super jump down to Swamp Palace.
Ooh, that would be a good one. Nope, he's opting to save and quit.
Egg is boring.
SMH my head. We have Mentosman going for his left side hover. Gets it first try easily, but he picks up the pot. That gives him nothing to bonk off of, but he gets a second hover easily too.
Gets his big key early on, but he will still shake a lot of chests in here. Is Egg going for Turtle Rock?
Might be going for Catfish. Move that I think we know is gonna hurt him in the end. Can't just put off Swamp Palace because you don't like it. So, kind of hurts to see him do all these single one-off locations. Once again, losing his glove colors.
Why is he opening it? Is he thinking about hovering through Turtle Rock right now?
That would be a pretty foolish move, and I hope we don't see it.
Well, we might find bombs in there, making us know that it will not be a cane in Misery Maya.
Yeah, that is possible.
Mentos trying to hover.
Doesn't get it first try though. Mentosman8 getting trolled by fire snakes. I'm not sure why anyone would go for this hover. If you fail, it's a lot of time lost, and the bomb jump is free.
It's free unless I fail that bomb jump 3 times in a row.
Then you are not free.
Damn it, I need to reduce my price tag then. Mentos getting the most useless item in the seat.
Yeah, the compass.
I think this was X's very last check before having nothing but Swamp Palace left.
Yep, I think you're right. It's very likely we could see 3 of the items for logical go mode in there.
Well, it might also still be a seed that just gives us a hook shot in Swarm, then gives us the Bombers medallion on pedestal and the red cane directly on the pedestal.
That is possible.
Mentos remembering that you can technically use a mirror, but it would be bad to use that mirror in the dungeon to erase a block.
Mentosman's next play is going to be pretty important. If he needs to decide between Ice Palace and Swamp Palace, and we know there is nothing in ice.
Hookshot in Swamp Palace.
Yup, that's quite a thing.
I don't think either player checked the pedestal. I think they are now wanting to have the check.
Yep, and pedestal's fully within logic.
Wait. Technically, Ice Palace could still be cane locked.
Yeah, technically. But Bombos, there's nothing stopping that from being there except for a cane and mire. Or right side, or something being on right side GT.
Yeah, that would be brutal, having the red cane somewhere just far back in the seat and then having to go back to Ganon's tower for just the right side.
Yeah, Ack is probably hoping to find at least one of these items left inside here. Although he's going for the boss, even though I feel like left side's definitely the better play, because the boss takes a lot longer to kill.
But there are a few more chests that you will get on the way here, so you will get 3 quick chests before having some time lost till you go to the boss.
Yeah, we might see him backtrack if he finds the big key.
Yes, skipping the boss would definitely be a nice play.
There's the cane. So now we have access to Turtle Rock. Probably going to be his next move.
Never forget right side GT at this point.
Yeah.
Would be dumb.
Oh, it looks like he is done with Swamp Palace. There's still items left, but he's gonna hedge his bets that there is nothing else in there.
Yeah, it looks like it's either Ganon's tower or Turtle Rock. And I feel like can't do the sprint speed when facing a wall.
I feel like Turtle Rock is the better play because afterwards he could just move west if he needs to get back to Ganon's tower.
Well, he would still have to clip into it, so you could also just save and quit and do the clip again if you really wanted to.
Yeah, and besides, you need to do Turtle Rock anyways, but that is the play he's going for. Mentosman successfully makes his hover to the Moldorm 2 chest. And what we want to see from Mentosman is him to just head straight to Swamp Palace to get his hook shot and his Cane of Samaria.
And we will now see a mirror from Acktheboker. Screen is going to be white once he's done it. And he will then just be able to enter the laser bridge of Turtle Rock.
Yep, that confuses the game on where you should be transitioning. And it transitions him 1.5 screens over. And that just happens to put us on Laser Bridge. On the exit from Laser Bridge. Teasing the lasers a bit.
He could also choose to use one of his less useful items to do those laser skips the intended way, but why
I am not sure what you think the book's going to do here.
I actually thought about the flute, but the book was just better for.
A couple checks to check upstairs.
So Mentos is through Aga 2. What's his next move?
Might be Swamp. We could see the Taj So Super Jump.
But the routing from Swamp Palace to Ice Palace is, in my opinion, a bit better, so does make some sense for Mentos.
Yeah, using a Mare Wrap to get to Ice from Swamp is a pretty good play. Oh, we're getting Spike Cave check probably along with the Super Jump.
What's a Spike Cave?
What? I don't know, I read about it in like People magazine or something. No, he's just saving and quitting from that place.
Goes to his house, please go south and directly into the Dark Mentos.
It looks like we are getting swamped from Mentos. very good news.
That will not place him ahead, but it will not lose him any more time than he already lost.
Yeah, interesting decision from Ack to not go straight to Trinex. Even if Trinex has nothing, this would place him at the entrance to Turtle Rock, and that would be slightly faster than going all the way through backwards.
And oh, he still has a potion, but otherwise he would have a magic pot in one of those goals that are directly below the entrance.
Yup.
Mentos, no, don't. Please.
Oh,
Don't.
what do you... Why would you even go that way for Ice Power? Come on.
It seems like we will
Oh,
likely
that's why Ack was
get the
going
wrong.
this way. He did not have the big key. Probably people in chat yelling at me. Hey, idiot! He doesn't have the big key!
I'm currently scrolling through the chat, and no, there was no one yelling at us. They were all just as bad as we were.
Oh. Well, now's your chance to call us dumb, chat.
And we just gave them the reason to do so.
Thank you, chat. No reason to have the hammer Ack.
He realized that the temporary sword does the same damage as the hammer.
This is Act 6 Crystal. What we really want to see is something on Trinex.
Well, I don't believe he already got the big chest now, because the big key was so
Yeah, we still have the big.
placed.
Yeah, we still have the big chest left, but we don't want to have to go back there because that's going to make it a bit more difficult to get to Ganon's Tower.
Well, like I said, we can just save quit and do the tip again. It's not that hard once we got the hook shot. It's literally just hold left.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that was circle, but it was not Bombos.
Damn, so many yellow circles in this game.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them.
And it looks like he's really going to do the Ganon's Tower play. He will just use the hookshot to gain some hookshot speed by holding the sword out, and can then just walk to the right.
Yep, and then back to the left to actually get to where he should clip.
Good, right, thanks. Mentos failed a howl on going over to Ice Tea Room. Wouldn't have saved him any time, but would have still be nice to do that one. So, is it one of the 4 chests coming up, or do we have to go back into Swamp Palace?
Or the tire room. Oh, the tire room.
What's the tile room?
I think there's one in Spike Cave.
So not before V30, okay.
So 1 chest left in this dungeon. I think it has to be a key. Because he didn't open the middle door, and there's still the key on the right side. Yeah, this is a waste of time for Ack.
Took the mini hammer sword key from upper GT.
Yeah, I don't remember if he did.
Yeah, item counting in Guns Tower is hard, but it might save you a few seconds in Tyroom.
No, I guess he did skip the helmet key.
What? So, that wasn't correct, he just didn't pick up all the keys.
It looks like we're gonna have to go back inside Swamp. But you know, we're still missing Shovel and Powder, so I feel like we're gonna see one of those before we see the Bombos medallion.
Overworld, Shovel on Pet into Powder into finally the Bombos medallion.
No, I think I like that idea.
We are 1 hour 40 into the race, and we are only looking for Bombos, and Bombos I think can only be in Swamp Palace by this point.
Or something that's inside Swamp Palace. In some cases, it's locked by Swamp Palace. I think Mentosman might be going for the pedestal play. Because I think he has all 3 items and he probably knows that.
Well, I think Egg skipped the boss earlier, and I don't think Egg would have skipped the boss earlier without all items in here.
Yup, so Mentosman might be banking on a pedestal seed. That would send him to Swamp, though, so it's going to be interesting to see his decision after he gets both the King of Samaria and the hookshot there. We also saw Ack leave Swamp early, so it might be possible he left Ice Palace early just because he didn't feel like doing a boss. Nope, that was not the case. Ack was counting correctly. Nothing but a compass on Colts there.
But this is the second pendant for Mentos. Only Swamp Palace left, and this will definitely be the next thing he will go for.
Yep, and if we do see a pedestal seed, that would be quite an advantage for Mentos. It looks like he wants to go for it blind.
Then I will take the guess that he might actually just go ahead and beat the boss after getting the red cane in the back half of Swamp Palace.
Yeah, that is possible, but I don't know. I feel like that's a weird decision, and we saw that burn Ack. We know that either everyone's miscounting and missed a location, or that there is something locked behind Swamp Palace.
Well, the decision would be as weird if you consider that Mentos is definitely feels quite a bit behind at this point.
Narrowing down, I don't know if he checked the waterfall chest, but that would just be 2 or 3 chests left.
I think Egg did go for the waterfall chest before he saved and quit out.
Nothing there. We have at least 1 item left.
So it's either the boss of Swamp Palace, Argus, or going to pedestal at this point.
Yep, Mentosman probably not too happy about that hookshot he just found.
Well, probably even more happy now that he actually picked up the Ice Palace pendant.
Yep. This, the location of Bombos is going to be pretty big here. If it's on the Swamp Palace boss, Argus, I think that would put Ack in the lead. But if it's on the pedestal, that means Ack has to go back to Ice Palace. And I think that would put Mentosman in the lead.
Well, at the same time, this would have to mean that Mentos, after getting the Red King, decides to still go for the pedestal and don't go for the more obvious Turtle Rock play.
Yeah, it really depends here. He could go mode Turtle Rock. It also depends on his route, considering where the big key was.
And it's pedestal, apparently.
Yep. This is the pedestal seed. And pedestal probably isn't going to be Bombos. We do still have 3 items left to get, and right now we only have 3 locations opened up. 2 in Meyer and the pedestal. So I think it's much more likely that we see one of those items leading to Bombos.
Yeah, we could also get a fetch quest chain again.
You know, Ack realizes he has no other option. He has to do the pedestal.
And what is Mentos deciding? Going for the pedestal or going for Turtle Rock?
Well,
one more chest, that's quick, and afterwards he has to decide.
We did see him do Ice Palace, so I think he's committed to this pedestal play.
And he's doing it. If he puts pedestal right after this, he will be most likely on his way to go mode.
Yep, this is a very tight race. Nice start to a 0 cycle, although that 0 cycle was not possible. The RNG was not playing nice, and Argus got into a position that would have had him spinning early anyways.
Mentos got a very interesting place for Argus. I found out earlier that it's actually possible that Argus will only go between the same route till he will kill him, or hit him at least.
It looks like Mentosman is going back in to do left side. We know there's nothing there, but he does because he does not know that it's not a very smart play to just go right for the pedestal. In addition to pulling the pedestal, he also is missing Turtle Rock. Although he never did right side of Ganon's tower, but I do feel like we're going to see the pedestal before we see more of Ganon's tower.
And I would believe that we should see the pedestal before Turtle Rock. At this point, he has all the crystals, and if you actually can go more Turtle Rock, it's not much faster. But in Overworld glitches, it can be done much faster if you have the right routing.
Yup. His routing for Turtle Rock will matter a lot. If we see him go through the front first, he'll be able to skip almost the entirety of Turtle Rock and just go right down to Laser Bridge. But if we see him start from Laser Bridge, that likely means he's going to go through the same amount that Ack did.
Yeah, and it seems that Acktheboker was a bit not so confident if he counted right. Because he could have just did the bomb jump to the boss.
I wasn't sure myself what he was doing.
But with the red canes, this is not that bad. And failing the bomb jump a few times would have took more time than you lost by just not doing it. Mentosman showing off a nice little hookshot clip that I never saw before.
Wait, he did the hookshot clip on those push blocks.
Yeah, and he was able to push it further.
What a memer! He probably learned that from me. What's he doing now? Oh, he does have the big chest, right?
Yeah, the big key is the left, and Acktheboker gets his third pendant. Will now go will now go ahead and get the pedestal.
Yep, I would be surprised if he checks Lumberjack, just like, am I sure I checked this? Is this going to be Bombos?
Where's he going? Is he going to Alpha Cave?
No,
This is the
NMG route to get up to the Death Mountain area after Desert.
Ooh, nice heads up play there. Then that's, of course, I didn't thought about that. I'm not that good at this game.
Nope.
These players are going for the pedestal play, apparently.
Yep, no double check panic of Lumberjack.
And it looks like Egg is a bit ahead. Who's going to be the first at the pedestal?
Yeah,
Mentosman reach the pedestal before checking it.
Mentosman isn't far behind, but he does still have Turtle Rock along with Misery Mire to complete.
And it's almost on the pedestal. This probably now means we will have Shovel and the powder locked behind the 2 chests and 2 items in Maya.
Yep, but that is good news. We are finally in go mode, an hour and 51 minutes in.
Welcome to a rarity, an Overworld glitches pedestal seat. He had by now only one, and that was a bow on there.
Yep, and the unfortunate thing is that this could have been known a lot sooner.
Yeah, we had the book quite early. We could have checked it directly after Square Woods, actually, at least on X side.
Mentosman doing the flute, but it does look like Axe decided route was a lot faster.
Well, the flute for Mentos will also give him a bit of an advantage for Turtle Rock afterwards, I guess. Not much.
He fails to set up spooky action anyway, so it doesn't really bring back 11 seconds for him.
So, where will the big key in Misery Mire be? Will it be God Mire?
Or will it be Vanilla? Probably the last thing they want to see.
Impossible to see the big key on Vitreous.
I could complete that seed.
Could you complete it with only Overworld glitches?
If you close your eyes and look away, yes.
Okay, I look away for 5 seconds. There is the shovel.
That's good news. That means we know where the shovel is.
That also means we could still have the powder at the shovel spot. This is no key sanity rule, so they will not go for the shovel spot to search for the Maya big key.
What do you think their completion is going to be? It might be the 200s.
Even if you really check everything, you still skip so many shares that I would still think about 180 to 190 range.
I don't know, this definitely feels like it's 200 plus. Ack finds the big key, and it looks like Mentosman is taking the same path through, so he will find it as well.
But Egg is on a bit low health, so he might want to look out. I don't think he has power, so he will not be able to power the Ender Fairy directly before the boss door.
Yep, and I'm not sure if he has any potions or fairies.
I don't think he has a potion left, and I think he has released his second fairy.
Mentosman is heading into the basement in much better shape.
But Egg showing his execution, he will probably not even get hit throughout this part of the dungeon.
Yeah, with silver arrows, he will be able to use that instead of the damage boost used in the NMG run.
And even if he would not be able to do that, he would have the cape, which together with a lot of sword swings you can use to lag the game so much that the cape doesn't take magic.
Oh, take the
no.
death. That's gonna set him back.
He still will be in the lead just because Mentos will have to clear Turtle Rock afterwards, but this just got a lot closer.
Yeah, but a death that deep in a dungeon this long is not good.
Yeah, it will definitely go on his nerves. And he might even go for the fairy? No.
I would have gone for both that fairy and the large magic.
Well, I personally would not have gone for the magic because you don't really need one, and if you need one, there's even one directly after the big key door, but you can do that.
Mentosman gets his 6th crystal. He has 1 dungeon left. And how he routes it is going to be very important.
Yeah, if he enters through the front, then leaves, and go mirror into the back, he will have a much faster time.
But even then, Ack is getting closer and closer to Vitreous, and that will put him in total go mode, allowing him to just run straight to Ganon.
Yeah, we already got rid of Ganon 2, so we can just go to Ganon right afterwards. What is Mentos doing?
I'm not sure.
I think he thought that he would have to go down for the portal, but no, he has to first reset his camera in Hera and then can go over to Turtle Rock.
He's climbing up with spin speed, which is actually faster if all you need is that portal.
Yes, I did not know, but I personally still would have gone this way just because I always seem to get the worst luck with dead rocks.
That's Vitreous dead.
Second Vitreous dead. And with that, Acktheboker picks up his 7th crystal. He is now perfectly fine, in the best shape possible to go over, beat Ganon, and finish the game.
I think that means that... Wait, where? So I think it has to be that the shovel leads to powder, and that leads to the mirror shield. Have we? I don't think we've seen 3 shields. Okay, Mentosman making a very good decision, but this might not be enough.
Making quick work of the way to the Ganon. Mentos picks up a key, which is definitely important. would have had the key, so not that important, but once he will get his big key out of the right side here, he can directly leave the dungeon, knowing that he will be able to directly go for the boss.
We have Act entering the Ganon fight. With Butters and Silvers, this is going to be a pretty quick fight, but Ganon still takes time, and this will not be a sub-2 for either player. Starting now, officially. Or 15 minutes ago, if you want to be pedantic.
Yes, that was definitely not a seed you're going to see someone sub-2 without knowing the spoiler log.
I don't know, I feel like I would have checked, I might have checked Pedestal, depending on when book was. Like if I had Merit, Skullwoods, and the book, I definitely would have.
Well, Egg had the requirements for that. Mentos didn't. Mentos had the mirror, but not the book at this point.
Mentos having a bit of trouble with the mirror wrap, but fortunately, the collision does allow him to retry as many times as he wants. Ganon's down on Axe side.
Wasn't that last slash at him after Ganon was invulnerable?
Yeah, it
looked weird.
It was a very tight slash, and Ack finishes. What is the official SRTV time?
I don't have the race room open. Do you have it?
No.
Well, we have 2:01 or 9 on his timer on screen, and we will have to wait for him to join us to tell us his official time.
Well, we do have back-to-back, so he might even be starting his next race. Do we have any word on when the next race will be starting on stream?
I think during the spring tournaments there was always 15 minutes between those. Also, spam those emotes right in chat. Do so, please spam emotes.
There's Mentosman's 7th crystal. And after this he just has a very quick Ganon fight.
And while Mentos is going towards the Ganon fight right now, if you want to see more random, shortly after this they will have another race. They decided to do a back-to-back for their matches, so you will have more random right here on Speed Gaming 3.
Nope, they actually scheduled this block to only be 2 hours, so I cannot wait to tell them I told you so. Next block, I believe, is going to be the standard 3 hours, though, so shouldn't be any scheduling conflicts.
Yeah, in most cases, even the most horrible Plando seats are below 230, so you can usually go with 5 hours for 2 seats. And as asked in chat, yes, this will be a best of 3 series with the second match right after this. And a third match, I don't know when, chat. I would have to check if they even did it already.
I think it's scheduled if they need it.
No, I just loaded the schedule and there is no third match scheduled, so we will only have those 2 matches for now, and if you want to hope for Game 3, they will have to schedule that later this week.
Butter making quick work of Ganon.
But the important questions: will Mentos decide to poke the pig or go for silvers?
I don't know. We're already technically past our time limit, so hopefully we do just see. That was close.
Also, he will not have enough silvers. He will have to do some silverless.
That was really close. No torch glitch, but with half magic, he should be fine.
Torch glitch, half magic. There's no real difference in them with Buttersword. Especially since he already technically got half the fight done just by using silvers.
Well, the silver strats did put him on a weird cycle with Ganon. There we go.
Don't fall off the ledge now, but I think you should be fine. Get your GGs into chat. Mentosman8 finishes with an on-screen timer of 2 hours, 5 minutes and 52 seconds. GG.
GG to MM. So do we have any word if we're going to have a standard 15-minute break?
I have no idea if that is the truth. I will try to get some information about that. So, we will have at least a 15-minute break with maybe a few more minutes, depending on when they will get the race room.
Oh, that works. So we could maybe spend time answering any questions chat has about this mode.
Yeah, does chat has any question, or did the Overworld glitches gods that usually help out in chat answered everything?
We're going to be staying on comm. Why do you not like us? If you mean overworld and underworld glitches, there are technically two modes for that. There's a major glitches mode, but there is also the no logic mode.
No logic is nice, but we are still not allowed to do the exploration glitch or played world even in that mode, because those would be kind of broken just going to the Triforce room.
Yeah, but major glitches it's a lot more simplified. It only really accounts for a few overworld YBAs and one frame clipping. While everything's allowed, those are the only things in logic. We've never had a no logic seed that doesn't work. And honestly, I think we're going to get to a point where nothing will make it impossible, ever. No item placement.
What locations are currently still not that possible in no logic right now?
Well, we don't have a way to get into Mire without a medallion. That's one important thing. We don't have a way into Fat Fairy without Mirror.
Well, we always have the way into Fat Fairy using the bomb, so...
Yeah, but we don't have a way without either, and we don't have a way to get tablet items without the book.
So, a book on one of the tablets with having the red cane could make something really hard?
If Mire was a pendant, we wouldn't care about about its medallion being on the pedestal. We can get into Mire other ways, because we can't be in there and also easily have it so that the game thinks we're in Mire. And even in Rando, the Ganon kill is actually considered to be getting into the Triforce room. If you do exploration glitch to get there, it's gonna tell you in the credits that you have one boss kill.
Yeah, I think I did that once after a seat where Ganon told me so that I decided to skip that fight after 20 teleports. And we got our collection rates in. 185 for Acktheboker, 167 for Mentosman8, far away from the 200.
It feels a lot like it should have been a lot higher.
Yeah, but really a lot of items like the bumper ledge that you can see, but you will not obtain if it's nothing useful. You can check a lot of chests, and just by skipping those, you're not going to go over 200.